What's up?
Boom!
What's up?
Guess who stepped into the room? It's the
Three
LFX
Kings.
MEDIA podcast, along with the very blunt sports podcast. How you guys feeling today?
Yo,
Chilling,
yo,
chilling.
yo.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience.
I'm gonna let you
Yo,
go
listen,
first.
your boy don't need no introduction. Y'all see it. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what the fuck going on. We in here, man. Y'all know what it is. Team Rastic, we win the division. Without you guys, there's no me.
Okay.
I'm the co-host with the most, here to brag, boast, celebrate, toast, and we came here to smoke. I'm Tater Loose Cannon Adams. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with these three kings, and we appreciate that. Salute.
You
Smoke
did.
has risen. Smoke has risen. Topic today, we're talking about the GOAT of Philadelphia. We're not talking about rap. We're not talking about country western. We're talking about NBA basketball.
No Eagle, no
NBA.
Flyer, no whatever team Philly got.
Right. Watch your mouth on the Eagles, though. But
Oh man, here you go.
definitely, we're gonna give you a deep dive from a
I'm gonna
few.
come back to that comment too, but go ahead.
Bring it, bro. Bring it.
We gonna focus on the Sixers right now. We ain't gonna talk about how y'all lost in the Super Bowl.
Stay,
Yo,
stay focused, bro. We was one fumble away, but we had a
Hey,
great
Pat
season.
Mahomes was smoking the Philly blunt that game.
My goodness. So listen, uh, we're gonna go all the way back to probably the '70s, up to the present, and talking about who is the actual GOAT, and then we're gonna break it down as far as statistics. I got some statistics, and it's the GOAT conversation is always a matter of opinion. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah,
yeah.
opinion
It's
and era.
definitely
Now,
yeah.
now, now, do you guys, when you think of the GOAT in any sport, are you bringing the rings in, or are you just bringing in the individual play per person?
Me personally, I like the overall essence. Like I like to bring in rings. I like to bring in stats. I like to bring in fluidity of the game and also
Mhm.
impact on the game. You know what I'm saying? Like how easily did they make their position or just the state of the game? Like how easy did it come to them? You know what I mean? Did they have to work to become that essence of who they was, or was it just some natural form of God gifted talent? All that kind of meshed up into like one, you know what I mean, big thing. Like we can't go just straight championships because it's a lot of motherfuckers with championships that didn't like contribute to the championship, like you know what I mean.
Bunch of bench
So
warmers.
it really wouldn't matter, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And we can't go just stats because it's a lot of people that just kind of like would be stat stuffers and shit like that. So you know what I mean. You kind of got to get the whole essence of like what basketball entails.
True enough, true indeed. And we were discussing, pre-show. We were talking a few things, and we were talking. I guess we spilled over into the Lakers somehow, and I did a podcast in the early LFX media of the GOAT of the Lakers, and I chose Jerry West, and I chose Jerry West simply because he got a ring as a player, a ring as a coach, a ring as a GM, and his impact on the game from that level, you know, that's what actually my favorite player is Magic. So, let's be clear on that. But I look further than the stat stuffers and whatever. I look at the overall impact. Jerry West is still the logo, and in my honest opinion, I think Jordan should be the logo at this point. What do you guys think about that?
I don't have a problem with that. I concur that actually.
They could definitely change the logo. They could definitely
It would
upgrade
be
the logo. I mean, because if you look at basketball right now, they've been putting names on different trophies. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? The Hakeem Olajuwon Defensive Player of the Year, the Michael Jordan MVP. Me personally, I think the Slam Dunk Trophy should be called the Vince Carter or the Dominique Wilkins Slam
Mm-hmm.
Dunk Trophy. But since everything else is upgrading, and since we went past the 75th anniversary and everything is upgrading and getting better, the logo could, be tweaked out a little bit.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
also think the transition to the Jordan logo for the NBA logo would be such an easy transition because like the general public is already used to seeing the Jordan logo, like because it's so
Yeah.
exactly.
substantial. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That was my point as far as
If it ain't Jordan, it should go to Kobe.
I was
yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
that I was gonna actually ask y'all like what did y'all think of like because I was gonna bring up Kobe next, but I was like the Jordan thing would be the easiest. Like the Kobe thing would be like people would have to probably get used to it and things
Yeah,
like that. But
they campaigned to make it Kobe after he passed.
after he passed, yeah,
And
But
absolutely,
he
I
got the All-Star game trophy named after him.
hmm
yeah.
for sure, absolutely. So being that we're talking about the Sixers, I really, you know what, before we get into it, I saw something that being down here in Texas and being a Rockets fan that you posted on in your group, Tay, about this is the first time since the Dallas Mavericks came into the league that all three teams are not in the playoffs in Texas: San Antonio, Houston,
Yeah,
Dallas.
that's facts. And
Oh
and I came
wow,
across that.
I didn't recognize that.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
came across that and I saw that and I was just like, and I went back in my memory bank like, damn, it's true. Because if you look at it, the Mavs and the Rockets for the past like 20, 25 years or whatever, they've been off and on. Whereas the Spurs, they've
The
been like
Spurs
the
been
most consistent,
every year.
the
You know what
most
I'm saying? So that's
consistent
kind of
out of the
weird
three Texas teams.
to not
Mm-hmm.
have the Spurs like representing in the playoffs. It's like that's kind of weird if you was growing up as a basketball fan. It's like nigga, the Spurs gonna be there every year. They
Because
gonna be in the
that
playoffs.
growing up, like you said, growing up, the Spurs, they was the thorn in the Lakers side on the West.
Mm-hmm. Those are
Yeah,
facts.
them
They
Those
was
are
the
them.
ones
facts.
that gave the Lakers the most problems.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
if you
absolutely.
and if you look at it from when Jordan retired all the way up to 2010, representing the West, it was always the Lakers and the Spurs. The Mavericks squeezed in '06, but
Mm-hmm.
just look at that dominance that they had, that stranglehold that they had on the West.
Yeah.
Those are facts. And actually, Tony Parker, I believe, just now making it into the Hall of Fame.
Him and Coach Pop,
Yep, yep, just
second
now.
best coach of all time, you ask me.
Because that was my next. Cause y'all, we hitting on so many cylinders. Like y'all hitting like right before I asked the next. Because I was gonna ask that. Like, all right, since we brung up the Spurs and then the Lakers and the whole them being so dominant, you
The
gotta
Wild Wild
you,
West.
you gotta talk about Pop. Like, and so I was gonna say that. Like, who do you think is the top three coaches like of all time? The ghosts, the bad of the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it Phil Jackson.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, of course, Greg Popovich.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna just base this one off the championships that he won. I'm gonna go old school, and I'm gonna say Red Auerbach.
My sentiments exactly. Not to not to steal your buzz or anything, but I have no argument with that right there. Those are the three. And
I
then
think my three, I would reverse it. I would say the same three, but I think I would get Pop. I would think I would get Pop number one.
Pop number one.
Yeah, and I'll pick
Yeah,
Phil probably two.
Okay,
because
I
if
got
you look at it, I could kind of see why you would give Pop. Because if you look at it, Pop ain't really have like, well, Tim Duncan developed into a superstar bit. If you look at it, he ain't really have like no other superstar around him that they recruited. Everybody from San Antonio was all homegrown talent.
Yeah, he just he got a swagger about his coaching style that just he make the players believe in that. And I feel like that's the number one stat a coach should have is to
Yeah,
make them players believe in that system and get a all to that system. Like I think like a Ginobili and a Tony Parker would have excelled if they was other places, but I don't think they would have excelled like they did with
They
San
wouldn't have
Antonio. You know what I'm saying?
that trio don't get talked about as it should be.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
because
get talked about that
that was an
much.
amazing trio, like off the Richter scale, and then to the transition from the Admiral to the Twin Towers to the Tim Duncan, it was just so seamless.
Yeah.
Like it was like, you know what I mean? It was just so natural.
The
It really
after
wasn't no dip.
the Spurs was the first team to win after the Jordan era.
Yeah, yeah.
Hate to bring
And
this
to
up, but
become
they beat your
dominant.
Knicks.
And to become dominant. Yeah, I know. I remember. And to become dominant. But you know, my man he played us, man. Like if my man Pat Ewing would have dunked the shit instead of fading away. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the only knock that Pop got against them compared to the rest of the coaches, like Phil Jackson and Red, is he ain't got no back-to-back or no three-peat.
True enough.
And that
Yeah.
really ain't a bad knock, but it is a knock compared to those other two.
Absolutely. I mean, but I can agree with that. Also, though, just the dominance after the Jordan era, like they was like really a dynasty. Like you really, like the dynasty was just so. In the way they just bought into the system, like Tim Duncan being a silent assassin, not really emotional or like that. The big fundamental, and it's just like, and they built that team around, and then the resurgence of Kawhi Leonard. It's like, damn, bro, like the way he was able to like mix into that group,
Finals MVP,
and then excel to the next level. It was like it was all pacing and all time, and like.
His roots is in started in San Antonio.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He stumbled upon a ring actually over in Toronto. But
yeah, he got the
wanna,
stimulus package on that one.
Yeah.
He got the stim pack on
I ain't
that.
I ain't gonna let y'all do my man Kawhi like that. He fought for that though. He fought for that championship.
He fought for it, but he didn't want to be there.
He didn't though. Yeah.
No, he came in, he did his job, and he was just like, all right. I don't care if Drake here. All right.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It's been real.
If he stayed, y'all think he would have got another one?
No.
I don't know. Maybe if that same core would, I don't know, yeah, because the whole LeBron shit happened.
I was gonna say, but when LeBron has stayed in the East,
yeah, it's definitely a shuffle game. Players be watching where other guys go, and then they decide their fate for the next few. But I wanted to spin back to you talking about the 75th. I want to go back to the 50th when we're talking about the 50th greatest. And I'm gonna give a Nick because when I was around watching this when they said the 50 great and it was Stockton Malone, and I'm like, where's Bernard King in this conversation? Because Bernard King, shout out to the Knicks. Bernard King held the scoring title before Jordan came into the league. He blew his knee out, and then that was that.
Don't it be crazy how them freak injuries just
get into everything.
Yeah, everything, bro.
Let me get myself situated again.
Not to get off the Knicks, but like even like a Derrick Rose, like it's like, bro, you had so much ceiling, like and potential, and then that injury. He even came back dope. Like he came back dope, but it was like the fire was out. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like if he would have never got injured and had to sit all that fucking time, ain't no telling like where he would be at in the conversation of like even GOATs and.
But if you look at it, you could kind of say that about damn near anybody though, because when injuries started hitting T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, he wasn't the same.
Yeah,
when the injuries started hitting Vince Carter, he wasn't the same.
Yeah. But Vince thugged it out the most, though. I feel like he thugged it out the most. and
Yeah,
gave
he
him.
changed his whole style. Yeah, he
Yeah,
changed his
he
whole
became a
style
shooter.
and was still effective. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And and Steve Francis, he,
Yeah.
he was gonna be, I think, even more crazy than what he got a solid like legacy, but I think his
Well,
legacy would have
since we talking
even
about the
crazier.
Rockets and we got the Rockets man over in the corner, we can't forget about Catino Mobley.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So for
yeah,
sure, he went he,
absolutely.
he went over to the
Like come
three ring
on,
circus.
if we gonna do this, let's do this.
Hey, he went over to the 3 ring circus and turned it out over there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
They we need more advertisement for that. I love that over there because
yeah, hell
growing
yeah,
up, the pickup, the 3-on-3 was solid. You know what I mean? A lot of times you didn't have enough to make a whole team. That 3-on-3, you had to come with it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I want to get into a few stats since we're talking about Philadelphia. I'm gonna get into a few stats, and
all right,
I'm going to start with a player who actually played in the ABA and the NBA, and he was an All Star, of course. His career was from 1965 to 1976, and we're talking about number 32, Billy Cunningham, first
Okay,
round
okay.
first round pick. He went fifth overall in the draft. He got one ring in '67. He's a four-time NBA All-Star from '69 to '72, three-time All NBA First Team '69 to '71, All NBA Second Team in '72, and he coached Dr. J's team that won that ring in '83. And he also had a four-time NBA All-Star game as a head coach, 78, 80, 81, and 83. So let me go over his career points. This is Billy Cunningham, 16,300 points. He averaged 21 a game, 8,000 rebounds. He averaged 10 rebounds a game. And assists, he had 3,300, averaging 4.3 rebounds
yeah,
a game. And as a coach, he was 454 and 196, which is a .69, almost a 70% winning ratio. That's solid. That's super solid. And
absolutely.
and he entered the
Yeah,
Hall of Fame in '06. Yeah. So
he
we're
top 75 player all time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, and we're throwing his name in the hat in this conversation of the
I
greatest.
can rock with that. I can
I
Hmm.
rock
get
with that.
he I can rock with that too. Even though
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm basically biased and stuck on one person, but those stats ain't nothing to sneeze on at all, especially during the Celtic era.
Absolutely. And to do it at shit, what, small forward, nigga. Let's go. Think about it. Think about the league back then.
For
Yeah,
sure, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
we
Shit.
go we go move on, and we got next up for throw his name in the hat, Charles Barkley,
I was just about to ask about Chuck. What y'all feel
Yeah.
about Chuck as a Sixer?
the round mound of rebound. You know what I'm saying? He
I mean,
actually.
he's definitely honorable mention.
Yeah,
Let me give you
I
his stats.
All
Go
right.
I
go ahead.
associate him more with the Phoenix Suns though.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going
Absolutely.
to say too. But he was a Sixer from 84 to 92. So he had 8 years to get his stuff together. You know, so
Yeah.
Phoenix, he was there from 92 to 96. Then he was over here with the Rockets, 96 to 2000. So you just, you know, came after we got our rings. You know what I'm saying? uh, he was the MVP in '93 and
Yeah,
11-time All Star from '87 to '97,
11
5-time
times.
All NBA First Team '88 through '91 and '93, 5-time All NBA Second Team '86, '87, '92, '94, and '95, All NBA Third Team in '96, and All Rookie First Team in '85, rebound leader in '88. So we know Chuck when
Olympic
Chuck
gold
was in
medalist too, 92 and 96.
for sure, and for his title being the round mound of rebound. If you saw Chuck in his prime, you know, hey, he had Chuck D put some words to it. I'll throw it down your throat like Barkley. You see these car keys, you'll never get these. You know what I mean? So yeah, if
here's
you got
here's
it,
my thing. Here's my
mhm,
thing about Charles Barkley and the 76ers. I don't think a lot of people from Philly, and I don't think maybe a couple of diehard Philly fans would associate him with the 76ers based off of like if you look at towards like the tail end of his career as a Sixer, he
mhm,
started talking crazy
yeah,
about the city of Philly,
he
about
did. You can't do
the
that.
whole city. You know what I'm saying? And a couple of them people still hold that against him.
That's true.
You know
Chuck,
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Even though he deserved his props, and if you look at that Philly team at that time, they had the first they couldn't get over the Celtic hump for real, all like that, and then they was leading into the Jordan era. You said Chuck was there from '84 to '92. If you look
correct.
at those 8 years, basically those was the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls. We on the come up about the show up and show out era.
Hmm. Absolutely. Jordan had his foot on Chuck's neck. He had his
Yeah,
foot on Clyde Drexler's neck at Portland. You know what I mean?
Cleveland for a
Yeah.
while.
Jordan had his foot definitely on the Knicks' neck while you being quiet back there, looking like don't mention my Knicks.
That
Uh,
was more into the '90s a little
Yeah,
bit,
for sure. But
but
definitely
Chuck is more of a Phoenix Sun to me.
yeah, yeah. But I know exactly who you're gonna say is the GOAT, but I'm gonna give you this while we're talking about Chuck. The guy that I'm just gonna use clairvoyance and say I think I know who you're talking about because we already discussed it on Facebook anyway. But he
Hmm.
was he was quite a journeyman himself in his last 5 seasons. But
Yeah,
we'll move on to another player, and his name uh, is the Doctor, Julius Irving. Now,
Doc.
now Doc, he played for the Virginia Squires in 71 and 73, and the New York Nets 73 to 76, and the Sixers from 76 to 87. So I'm gonna give you his stats, but then I'm gonna give you the reason why I feel he is the GOAT of the 76ers. And then we will watch the smoke rise from there. So hold on. He has one NBA title in 83. He has two ABA titles, 74 and 76, two ABA playoffs for the MVP in 74 and 76, three times ABA MVP. And I'm going to tell you why I'm including ABA and NBA when I get done with the stats, okay?
Okay.
So 11-time NBA All Star, 77 through 87, five-time ABA All Star, 72 to 76, two-time NBA All Star Game MVP, 77 and 83, five-time All NBA First Team, 78 and 80 through 83, two-time All NBA Second Team, that's 77 and 84, four-time All NBA First Team, 73 through 76, All ABA Second Team in 72, ABA All Defensive Team in 76, ABA All Rookie First Team 72, three times ABA Scoring Champion 73, 74, and 76, ABA Slam Dunk Champion, ABA All Time Team, NBA Anniversary 35th, 50th, and 75th. His scoring throughout his career 30,000. He averaged 24 per game. Rebounds, he got 10,500. He averaged 8.5 throughout his career. Assists, he gave up 5K, averaging 4.2. And the reason that I mentioned the ABA and the NBA, Doc was a big part of the reason why the ABA and the NBA merged. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So that's why I do want to mention he came in already with two rings, and the NBA the upper echelon, the people that put it together, could see what Doc could bring to the NBA by merging the ABA with the NBA. So that's why that's my I'm that's my consideration for the GOAT of Philadelphia, the 76ers, Julius Irving, the doctor. And hold on, before y'all get into y'all spill, um, as a dunker, um, he ran and did that dunk from the free throw line that Jordan, he took, and I guess Jordan made it better. You know what I'm saying? But Doc did it first. You know what I'm saying? The term posterized. This comes from the Doc, the great doctor, and you can't have a dunk competition without him being actually somewhere around if he's not a judge. So that's my spiel. Julius Irving, the greatest of all time in Philadelphia 76ers history.
I can get next to that. I can get next to that.
That was good. We could tell you definitely got and read the Wikipedia and all that other good
No, no,
stuff.
no. I was there for that. In 75, bro, in 75, I was 7 years old. I watched the ABA championship. In 83, I watched him and cheered on the Sixers because I'm a kid. So hey, I love Doc. We would run around talking about Dr. J when we made our moves. The actual shoes, he had the first shoe deal. Converse became doctors. That's what we call Converse coming up. So nah,
Okay.
I'm not a Wikipedia kid at all. I experienced it. I was there for it.
That
All
part.
right. I'm
That
gonna
part.
tell you a little something, right? We're gonna
Hmm.
go from one iconic hairstyle with the afro to another iconic hairstyle with the cornrows.
For
And we
sure.
talking about Allen, the answer, the culture, the icon, Iverson.
Hmm.
Now, after the whole Dr. J era, the whole, with Barkley leaving, Philly wasn't relevant at all. It took for basically this man to come from Georgetown. Now, hold up, before I even get into, if you know his history, know the story, really wasn't supposed to be a basketball player. Hell, he wasn't even supposed to make it to the NBA because of certain shit that was going on in VA that they tried to keep him down about. But by the grace of God, he made it up out of that. So he go to Georgetown. I was watching at that time. I used to watch him and Ray Allen go at it in the Big East.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that draft class was crazy. We got to put that out there. That '96 draft class:
Yeah.
Stephon
Indeed.
Yeah.
Marbury, AI, Kobe, Steve Nash, undrafted Ben Wallace, Derek Fisher, Kerry Kittles when he was a somebody. So that draft class was
Hmm.
crazy. Yeah. So the reason why I'm gonna say AI is the GOAT Philly is, first off, I want y'all to everybody else had a good number two. Mike had Scotty, Kobe had Shaq, LeBron had D Wade. When AI was in Philly, who did AI have?
Yeah. Matt Geiger.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. He ain't have nobody. He ain't have no help. And so to carry
Didn't
that
he have
team
Snow? Was Snow
and to
there?
carry that
Eric
whole
Snow. Yeah. Eric
franchise,
Snow was there.
we
Snow was
not doing that. They was asking the littlest person on the team to do everything. Doc had Moses. Doc had
Yeah.
Charles Barkley. Doc had Maurice Cheeks.
Yeah.
They got
I
rid
was
of
gonna
Jerry
say. I was gonna
Stackhouse.
say the Mo Cheeks joint too. Like, ain't
there.
y'all ain't gonna mention Mo Cheeks, Moses Malone.
Hmm.
Exactly.
What's
And
what's the
that's the
one
point that
boy?
I'm making. Doc
Hmm.
Doc had way more help in a better situation than AI ever did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
This
hear
So
this
you.
man changed the game on the court and off the court.
Yeah.
okay. Let me
Hip
give you.
hop basically, they wasn't really, AI made the NBA accept hip hop.
Okay.
AI was, he one of the reasons, and he took the ass whipping for the dress code that they put in play. He
Mm-hmm.
was mainly the reason, for good or for bad. I think they need to go back and revise that dress code now, because yeah, they wearing some wild shit.
Okay,
But
they are. They almost in panties and purses. But
but
let me.
and look at this. What besides being who he was in Georgetown, what made AI? What made everybody pay attention to him, and what made him his stamp got stamped in the NBA was
Okay,
when he crossed over Black Jesus.
yeah, that's and I wanted to comment on that too. We was talking
There's
about that
more. There's
earlier.
way more I could get into. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But I'm gonna let you go.
No, no. I just wanted to make a quick comment. I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
keep spilling it, but I'm just gonna say, as far as that situation, I can see it happening, and I can hear Phil Jackson in the background. Get up on him, get up on him, Mike, and that double cross. It gave me chills. You know what I mean? When I think about it, it still gives me chills every time I think about that cross. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, go ahead, finish what you said.
And like I was saying, he took a team of basically washed up bums to the finals. The only team that year that beat the Lakers. The Lakers was just sweeping through everybody. AI
Mm-hmm.
gave him that one game, the classic step over on Tyronn Lue,
Yeah, yeah.
that's being imitated still to this day. It's in
Yeah,
video games.
it's
AI's
on
Yeah.
influence.
shirts.
Yeah, we ain't saying that Dr. J ain't got no influence or nothing
Mm-hmm.
like that. He definitely changed the game. He was Jordan before he was Jordan. But as far as like the era that I came up in, and when I jumped off the porch, and plus at the time, 2000, 2001, 2002, even the rap scene in Philly was good because you had state property. They was down with Rockefeller,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they was always, Philly, AI out. So, like I say, I'm always say this. He made the NBA embrace hip hop. He was hip hop. He did. Look at his influence from Chris Paul to Kyrie Irving to Derrick Rose.
Mm-hmm.
All of those dudes mimic themselves somehow, some way after AI. Yeah, I wanted to play like Jordan and win like Jordan, but on the streets I was dressing like AI.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
wanted braids. I wanted the arm sleeve. I wanted the headband. I wanted the gang of tattoos.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you got people, not saying that Dr. J didn't have people that didn't want to emulate his afro, but when you got AI that got kids that's outside of our community, white kids wanting to get braids and wearing jerseys and headbands because of that, man, that says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We might have wanted to be like Mike, but we was living, looking, and dressing like AI.
Absolutely. Well, let me give a shout out to our our subscribers on LFX Media. You know, if you got a comment, hit us with a comment. Shout out to our people on Facebook on the Rico Verdict and our own platform, LFXmedia.live. Shout out to all you guys. We ain't forgot about you. But you mentioning cultural icons and people who have changed the league. This man right here, who is went to Overbrook High School, from Philly. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, well, fortunately or unfortunately, he's known as a Laker for as we know, he was at LA as long as he was at Philly. But uh, the mechanics the mechanics of the game. I understand the culture, the sweat, the headband, the sagging, the jewelry, the tats. I understand, but the actual mechanics of the game. Wilt Chamberlain is the person who created the fadeaway, the finger roll, and because of him, they widened the lane because they needed, they had to give the big man a little more space. They widened
Mhm.
the lane because of Wilt. And
Will
before
Chamberlain.
you know
Yeah.
what they used to do back in the day? Let me tell y'all. You could you could inbound the ball over top of the backboard, and Wilt would just jump over everybody and bang it on them, and they cut that out. Like
But
it's
can I ask you something?
yes, sir.
What's more impressive? Somebody that's 7'1" dominating, or somebody that's 6 foot, maybe
Well,
165 pounds dominating?
well, don't take this as a shot at AI. I love AI. You know what I mean? And our other co-host, shout out to Antho the Great. He ain't here. He's turning corners. But me and him discussed earlier, and it was a lot of smoke rising. But he said pound for pound, AI is the best Sixer, and I definitely agreed. Pound for
Hmm.
pound, Allen Iverson is the best Philadelphia Sixer that had graced the jersey in Philadelphia.
So not Ben Simmons.
Pound for
What?
pound.
I'm gonna act like you ain't say that. I
So
shoot
not
better
Ben
than
Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, the $1 million ring.
Ben
Million
Simmons,
dollar
aka
ring.
Jay Reed, can't shoot for shit.
Absolutely. But yeah, definitely, I give you that. Pound for pound, AI is the best person who graced a jersey in Philadelphia, pound for pound. You got that. Absolutely.
My thing is, like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again. They was asking the littlest person on the team to do everything. If
Hmm.
he ain't shoot as much as he did, the Sixers wouldn't have had a chance on any night.
Right. But if was a fifth, we would all have a championship. So
Yeah,
so listen, let me ask you this, okay? So AI, he scored 48 points, am I correct, in game one and beat the
yeah,
Lakers? Okay.
yeah.
And
Just that
then
game one.
Kobe and Shaq stepped on him for 4 games straight. So after that, AI, I think he was on some whose podcast was he on just recently, and he said he wished he never would have made it to the finals because it upset him that much that he wished he never made it.
It should upset anybody that lose.
Yeah, but if that's haunting you to that extent, you know what I'm saying? It's like, were you the greatest of all time? Because that's the taste that's left in our mouth, and the taste that's left in our mouth. We're looking at AI as a nugget, AI as a grizzly, AI as a Celtics, AI as a
But where did he
Warriors.
spend his most time at?
In
It
Philly.
was Philly.
Yeah.
Because for a minute he wasn't in the NBA.
He was
He
in
was in
Turkey.
Turkey.
He was in Turkey. So that's the last taste
Right.
that I got in my mouth for AI, a turkey sandwich. You know what I
No.
mean?
Not.
He said a
So
turkey sandwich. Listen.
those last 5 years, we got AI in a Nuggets uniform, in a Pistons uniform, in
Yeah,
a
I was gonna say
Yeah.
don't
Grizzlies
forget the
uniform.
Pistons.
He go back to the Philly, and then he's out in Turkey. So that's the last taste in my mouth of AI.
Nah, he
So
Is it turkey sandwich?
turkey
after
sandwich,
Turkey he went back. He went to Philly and they retired his number. And they retired.
res,
They basically
res,
retired him. But if you look at
respectfully,
AI whole career, it was a lot of other things too that we could
That
get
factored
into
in.
that held him down.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
absolutely.
only just him
I
and,
understand.
and
I
his
understand
wild
what
shit, but
Parks.
the NBA.
I understand what Parks saying. It's like, can you really give him the greatest 76er of all time if like he going up against niggas that won championships and all that, and he like got a gentleman's suite?
fell
But
short.
here's the thing though.
Uh huh.
Even though he didn't get a ring in Philly, and this ain't no stab at Dr. J, these is just the facts. Dr. J has lost more finals as a 76er than AI has.
I mean, AI only went like once.
Yeah, Dr. J went to 3, 1 and 2.
I mean,
Different. We get.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna use the excuse different time and different era. But if you look at AI career, there was other stuff that was hindering and holding him back, and not just of his doing too. The shit with the NBA and the whole referee scandal thing, where they was betting on games and only calling certain calls against him, and all of this other stuff. He had a big ass target on his back.
He was carrying. He was carrying a target.
He was carrying the 76ers. That's what he was carrying.
He was carrying the ball, and they said
He was carrying the 76ers by his damn self. Who did like really? Like really? Like did you really think Mutombo could bang with Shaq? Did you really think Tony Kukoc could? He shouldn't have even been on the floor on the team after Chicago.
You right.
Eric Snow. Right. We're not even gonna mention his name.
Man, who gives a fuck at the end of the day? He ain't win no chip though.
But he got regular season MVP.
He gotta win. He gotta win at least one.
Huh?
He gotta at least win at least one.
Yeah.
Who AI?
AI.
So, hey, while you over there, Don King in this situation, who you got?
That was his chance. That's why he wished he never would have fucking made it. That was his moment to solidify this argument we have, and all these years later, we could have been like, he won and he beat the fucking Lakers.
Look,
but he solidified himself even in the losing effort. Because
he solidified himself, but not as I don't think as the Philadelphia GOAT.
As the 76ers GOAT, yeah.
He said, "Who's your GOAT?"
That ain't the only reason, but I'm gonna let you get to you.
I think my GOAT. I would probably agree with Dr. J. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's really just them two. I mean, we got honorable mentions that we didn't mention, like Daryl Dawson,
Moses Malone.
You know what I'm saying? We got those, but I think I want to go Dr. J too because of like y'all said before with like the influence, like how he was like he was Jordan before Jordan, like you know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
it's like I would go with him only because of
the ring. Let's be honest, the ring,
the legacy, just along the lines of. Think about how we all look at Jordan. Like everybody want to be Jordan. Jordan wanted to be Dr. J, bro.
Mm-hmm. And listen, I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But here's the thing though. Jordan wanted to be Dr. J. He wanted to be the next Dr. J, right?
Yeah.
And AI wanted to be the first AI.
Okay, I feel you. That don't mean nothing though.
It do.
No, I mean as far as stand up
and ain't nothing wrong with it. He wasn't trying to emulate his style or anything off of anybody else. And I think in a way that hardcore like individuality hurt him.
That's like it's a, you know what I mean? That's like a, you know what I mean? Some stand up, you know what I mean? That's some stand up type of statistic. Like that's a stand up thing to do, an honorable thing to do. But it's like, okay, cool.
And plus, if you're looking at the two personalities, and let's be honest, the NBA wanted Dr. J because he was marketable. He was that guy. He was him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA,
and I do think this too.
The NBA didn't want nobody like AI.
No, I feel you. And I can respect that.
So to be not wanted and to be a Hall of Famer, to be top 75, to be all of this, to take all of the blame about the dress code, the thuggery, and all of that other shit, to take all of that.
Yeah, he still rose through that. Yeah, he still rose through that. I rock with that, and I do believe. Let's not forget, like the NBA kind of put a machine behind who they want their next marketable stars to be. Like
and AI wasn't that guy.
Yeah, he wasn't. Definitely, he wasn't. If he was, I
because
think he
they
would have been even bigger too. I think he would have been bigger. I think he would have won a shit too. To be honest, I really think now, being older, I know that sports thing is all about money. And I really feel like a lot of that shit do be rigged. A lot of that shit be, you know what I mean? Like, they
there
picked LeBron to be LeBron. You feel what I'm saying?
there's a
LeBron is
whole
definitely
book
dope.
about yeah. There's a whole book about the referee scandals and everything about them betting on games and it was like two or
Absolutely.
three referees in particular that had something against AI.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a documentary, and a few. It was actually some cases that happened behind that. The referee, what was his name? Shaughnessy. The
Tim
referee,
something. I gotta. He was
Tim
one of the
Donahue.
referees. Yeah,
Tim
Tim
Donahue.
Donahue, something like that.
Yeah. So what happened? What, from what I understand, where he explained it, he said we wouldn't necessarily point shave or none of that, but the referees
You
as a
do.
whole would go out and say, today we're not giving AI none of these carries or none of the, when he comes to the lane, we're not,
Yeah,
we're not giving him his fouls or nothing. So they
and in a
definitely
way that's picking. That's
yeah,
picking. That's bullying. It ain't, and it
yeah,
kind of really ain't no different from the Jordan rules as far as
mhm,
like targeting somebody.
for sure, for sure. And I was shocked to see that they used him as an example to pick on. I was really shocked
Yeah.
to see that. But that's also
Honestly, I feel some type of way that he ain't even got no type of association with the 76ers, like player consultant or something. Because what I know
mhm,
for a fact, a lot of people that I know from Philly, and this is
mhm.
why I put him in as the greatest 76ers because of everything that he did for the city of Philly.
Yeah,
And
but
basically that economy for a while in Philly got a little better because of him. You know how they say whenever
mhm,
LeBron goes somewhere, the economy get better. He did that for Philly. There's
right.
stories that somebody had went in the AI hotel room and took his jewelry. They go back to the hood, try to pawn it. They was like, nah, this AI
Mhm,
shit, and called him up ASAP. Like, that's respect. Like,
for
he's
sure.
loved in Philly probably more than most of their rappers.
Yeah, and for
Yeah.
real, he I think he fell out with the organization as well, and I'm not sure if even it was his choice not to be some type of consultant, you know. But and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's like they don't have a warm, fuzzy, you know what I mean, history. Like, boy, like, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm not finna do
for
no.
sure.
Think about it. Like, he ain't even AI didn't go into like commentating, coaching, none of that. I feel like he just was done and he wanted to live his life and be happy and stress free. He knew a lot of the politics that went with the NBA, and he probably
Yeah,
was like, I'm cool, like I'm good on that shit.
Hmm.
he knew that he wasn't going to conform to what they wanted him to be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
He
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 wasn't
was
going.
the only like superstar that they didn't market as much as a superstar, but we all
Yeah.
knew he
Hmm.
was a superstar.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of his career, he had a lot of regrets on how he treated the coach, how he treated
Yeah,
practice. We talking about practice.
I was
He
gonna
had
wear
a
that
lot of
shirt too.
regrets. If, huh?
I was gonna wear that shirt because I got that shirt.
You should have. You should have. But
Definitely.
I would have liked to seen AI actually participating in practice, actually hitting the weights. You know what I mean? To be a little guy, you can't come through them trees without hitting that weight
Yeah,
pad, bro. So I would
AI was his own worst enemy sometimes,
for sure, for sure. I
and
mean,
I only really got one knock or whatever you want to call it against AI, and it was that garbage ass rap album.
oh man.
Yo.
He
I
get
can't let you do that. I can't let you do
he
that. I
gets
Yeah,
can't
no
let you do
yeah.
that.
pass for
I
that.
felt some of them
I
tracks. I
can't let you
felt
do that.
No,
I felt like
no,
before Dame Dollar, nigga, AI was probably the best basketball rapper, bro.
Oh
y'all forgetting
no.
about Shaq?
Shaq's
I
platinum.
think Shaq was more mainstream.
Shaq's
Like he was
platinum.
more like
Hey, he got a song with Biggie.
PG-13. That was a mainstream.
And the
That was a mainstream.
Fushnikins.
That was a mainstream song, though. You feel what I'm saying? I was like,
hey, I'm only going against the grain because you saying that AI album was good.
It was, dude. Bro, he was spitting on that joint, bro. He didn't have a professional production, but he was rapping, bro. Like he was rapping.
We not gonna do that. Rastic.
I'm a rapper, bro. Like, bro, I'm telling you, AI did, especially with that 99 bars or whatever that shit was. Bro, he snapped.
Hey,
hold on. Let me say this real quick. Let me say this.
Okay.
You know his shit was fire when they denied the nigga to release that shit. Like, come on, he going so crazy that they was like, oh no.
No, that man himself even said that shit was garbage.
Right.
AI said it himself.
He only said that because of fans like you and some of these other niggas. Like, come on, bro. We had who bro, he was rapping.
Drag On album got more mics than AI's album.
No, bro. No. And Drag On wasn't really that bad either, for real.
No, he really wasn't. They played him on that one. We could talk about that later. They played him on that.
Drag On wasn't that bad. Drag On, I mean, you know, he wanted to do all the fire bars and shit, but it's like outside of that, he was saying some shit too.
I'm waiting.
But I put it to you like this: even though that album was garbage, if I had to make a list of the top 5 worst basketball players / turn rappers, whatever they want to call it, it's in the low 10s.
Wow.
God rest his soul, Kobe, but Kobe shit was garbage.
Kobe shit was ass cheeks. Listen, listen, and I wanted Kobe shit to be good. I wanted that.
Y'all can't do that to Mamba. I'm about to turn
rest in peace, Mamba.
off.
But when you tried to rap in Italian, that shit just wasn't hitting.
Bro, I think Kobe, like rapping wise, I think if he had, you gotta think though, these niggas they didn't have artist development and shit like that. They just like, yo, we got millions, we just gonna drop some shit. I think if Chris
Webber was garbage too.
That's why I'm like, AI surprised me, bro. I was on some shit like.
That's why I said if I was making the worst top 10, he's at the low end. Because I can name.
So what would you not naming the whole album, right? Just artist turn rapper individually, like their individual rap skill. Where would you place AI in the top 5, 10, or whatever? Who would you put like before him?
I'm gonna definitely put Dame before him.
I think Dame number one. I think Dame might be the best basketball person.
I'm gonna put.
Hold on.
Next, I'm gonna put Shaq.
Peace.
No.
Nah.
No. No. Nah. I don't know. Hey, I wouldn't even break up weed on his album, yo. That's disrespecting weed.
So you pick Dame, then who?
Then Shaq, only because of who he worked with and the platinum plaques.
Okay, I can respect
that. Because Shaq got he worked with not only just Biggie, but later on Bun B, K Slay, people like that. I ain't gonna mention Peter Guns because I ain't never liked Peter Guns. I always thought he was ass cheeks.
Oh, he's tripped, bro. We can't even talk music now. It's like no.
Yeah.
Peter Guns, bro, trash ass cheeks.
Name me your top 5 Peter Gunn songs.
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But
Uptown Baby. Uptown Baby.
That's they number one hit for real. That joint, him and Lord Tariq. But
whatever happened to Lord Tariq?
The industry, you know how
he had Burger King.
Like I felt like Lord Tariq was nice too for real. But it's just all right. So let's say so I feel like body of work, I would put Shaq at number 1. But bar for bar, no. Like Shaq was like a cheat code because he got the animation, he's funny, he did, you know what I mean? Big Aristotle, deep voice, all that play a factor in doing the music, right? So I'm like
the presentation.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him overall, like let's say body of work, I would give Shaq number one. But bar for bar, I wouldn't give Shaq now. I would put Shaq
No,
closer to like 3, 4, 5 or some shit. Bar for bar, I would go Dame. Second would be AI. No, I would, yeah. Because Dame can do both. And that's the only reason why I put Dame in number one. Because Dame can rap, and he could do the commercial type of style, auto tune, all that shit. He could do that. So I
yeah,
give him number one. I give AI number two because not because of his body of work, because he could have probably got a better beat selection, probably a little polished as far as creating songs. But bar for bar, he was spitting. Like he
that shit
was
went
saying
platinum.
his metaphors was hitting though. His punchlines hitting. He just wasn't like a mainstream type of. He was more like a mixtape nigga, like a mixtape rapper. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I can see that there.
You know what I'm saying?
If
But he can
he would
rap
have
though.
stick to mixtapes and not albums, people don't understand there's a difference.
Yeah, because I don't feel like AI could really put songs together. He couldn't put hit songs together, and that's where
No,
Shaq. I feel like Shaq outshined him because Shaq could put a song together and kind of swag the song because of his personality. He can, be big and he probably looked after Biggie, so he like, I'm gonna be big sexy on this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
what about going off of the NBA, but like the football players? What about Deion Sanders, John?
no. I mean, nah. I mean,
Must
must be
be
the
the
money.
money.
That was a novelty song. Ain't nobody say Dion had bars on there.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Everybody was trying to
it was
figure
some
out what
fire shit though. I liked it. That shit was funny,
the no
and he was
the
flashy
video
in
was
that
better
shit.
than the song.
Hmm. Let me ask
You,
y'all this.
you
Let me
heard?
ask y'all this. Still on the Sixers, as
Yeah.
far as the MVP, for the year. Do y'all got Embiid winning the MVP this year?
Definitely.
No.
I think you should. You got robbed last year.
Yeah.
Now I do feel like he got robbed last year. Absolutely. I don't, but I feel like, do you think this MB is better than that MB from last year?
He's he's
I think the last game where he dropped what was that 52 something like that.
Yeah, it was up there. I think
I
it was
think
fifty-two.
that was the stamp.
Yeah. Doc
That was
Doc
the
said
stamp.
it's over. He said the race is over.
He was like I may not be the this year MB may not be last year's MB, but this game right here
But
is
I'm
just
still
the
cooking.
stamp for the whole season. Like I'm
Yeah, I'm
him.
still cooking. Yeah, I'm him.
I'm
Okay,
him.
okay.
I
I'm
feel
still the
like
process.
I feel like
I
he's
don't.
been more consistent and he's been more of a big man this year. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Not hanging around the 3-point line, and he been cooking them down in the paint as a big man should. You
You
know
don't
what I'm
think he was
saying?
doing that
So
last year though,
again, we're gonna shout out everybody on Facebook and Instagram
bro? You freezing, Pod, you freezing. But we gonna shout out everybody on Facebook. We gonna shout out
Uh,
everybody on LFX Media.
definitely.
We're gonna shout out everybody that's tapped in with us, man. Y'all know the vibes, y'all know what's going on. Hey, you was froze for a second, Pod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
LFX, very blunt. Jay Rastic, like I said, this is three kings in the making. This was just to get off the subject a little bit, but
For
this is
sure.
what I was talking about in the post that I had posted. We need
Uh-huh.
more people like us that ain't scared to work with each other.
Oh
Oh, for
yeah,
You know what
sure.
I'm
absolutely.
saying?
For sure.
Talent should be around talent. Iron should sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? Just off of this alone, I ain't afraid to admit that I done got tips and learned from both of y'all. So I appreciate y'all.
For
Oh yeah,
sure.
no doubt,
For
no doubt,
sure.
definitely.
I'm always I'm feeling like when you make somebody else better, that's a better you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So anything that I learn when I wake up every morning, I'm trying to learn something new, and then I'm trying to teach something new at the same time. And it's people that hold on to it. I mean, it's biblical. The guy that held on to the pence and tried to bury him, and then when it came time to be accountable, he thought he had did something. Like, man,
Yeah.
you ain't went out, you ain't sowed no seeds, you just straight holding on to what you got. And
Yeah.
what we know about like the bank system now, they not only they flip your money, you know what I mean, you're not getting nothing off of it. So we have to be go getters to go out here, and I've discovered this a few things this week that I'll share with you off camera,
Hmm.
Tay,
Yeah.
that are pretty going to be pretty much game changers in what we got going on. So we got courses coming. We got a lot of things coming up. We got a radio show called The Woke Show that's already on our platform. So yeah,
Okay.
stay tuned to lfxmedia.live, and to let you know what lfxmedia.live, it's a platform. We have a Roku channel. So if you guys that are listening, if you have a Roku channel, go to search LFX Media and just add channel. And we're actually streaming live right now on our own platform and on YouTube and on the Rico Verdict on my Facebook. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
I'm
stay
getting
tuned.
definitely
back
go
into
check
the
that out.
yeah, I'm definitely getting back into the podcast and about to start recording soon. Just had to deal with a couple stuff, going on in the personal. I got a newborn son, so
Wow.
first
What's
kid at a
Congratulations.
thank you, first kid in a long time. It's different, but it ain't different. I'm trying to, readjust, because around like 12, 1 o'clock, he think it's party time, and I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that, not at all.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, but yeah, like this is cool that we was able to do this and show that there ain't no ego involved, ain't no dumb fuck shit involved. You see, it
Mhm.
wasn't nobody trying to, let they nut swing on the other one pause. You know what I'm saying? Good. It was just good conversation that needed to be had,
Mhm.
that needed to happen between three men, three kings
Mhm.
of this city. I'm gonna just go out there and just throw it out there, and this is what the people need to see.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
For
absolutely,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah. And being that um, we're all influencers, what I like to do is throw some questions out there and get engagement going. So when we pod, like you here right now, feel free to talk about some of the things that you posted and some of the answers you gave and the reasons you gave them. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
What you
participating.
want to know? I'm an open book right now.
Okay. All
Y'all,
right.
y'all got me for a little while longer.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Let's keep it going. So, I think one of the questions you asked was the was it the greatest football movies of all time?
Yeah.
What was your five?
My five was, a lot of people might not even remember this movie, but it had Omar Epps and Halle Berry in it. It's called The Program.
That was mine too.
The
Yeah.
Program, Any Given Sunday, Remember the
Hmm.
Titans, Little Giants, and what did I pick as my fifth one?
Hmm.
Damn, I'm gonna have to think about that. But I know it was The Program, Remember the Titans, Little Giants, Any Given Sunday, and something else.
Yeah, mine's was real similar, and I put Marshall in there as well. Marshall was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any given Sunday, Sunday Night Lights,
Hmm.
uh, uh, shit. Football. That's a good one. I ain't. Y'all just stumped me with this shit.
Yeah, I forgot my last pick.
I'm about to
Sunday,
pull it up for you on my other iPhone.
Sunday Night Lights.
You got
Football
okay,
movie.
five
Football movie.
football movies. You had the program, Any Given Sunday, Little Giants, Remember the Titans, and Gridiron Gang. That was
Oh
you.
yeah,
Oh,
Gridiron
Gridiron
Gang.
Gang is a good one too. God damn.
I've never seen it. That's why things like this are good. It's something that I got to go back and check out. You know, Matt Riss, he had Remember the Titans, Friday Night Lights, Any Given Sunday, Dallas Carter movie, The Longest Yard, which, yeah, he said both of them. You know what I mean? And going back to the real longest yard, yeah, that was like one of the original
I
football.
never seen that one.
You never seen the original?
Nah.
I was I was insulted when I saw the second one compared to the first one. But you know, Burt Reynolds, shout out R.I.P. Now remember the Titans, North Dallas 40, the longest yard with Burt Reynolds version, Varsity Blues in the program. That was another person.
Ooh, I forgot about Varsity Blues too. All
I
right,
ain't
let me
really
see.
like that movie.
Let me
That's
see,
another one.
but
That's another one I haven't seen. You know what I
I'm trying
mean?
to think of my. All right, so I'm saving Remember the Titans because Remember the Titans is my number one. Like that's
Okay.
like
Okay.
number one for me is Remember the Titans.
Here's another.
Fry.
Here's another question on the official Very Bump podcast. What's the top five Def Jam recording artists of all time?
Okay, I can go
Yeah.
with that. Hold
Give me.
on, let
Uh,
me.
go ahead, Jay.
Real
We
quick
gonna
for the
spin back. Go ahead.
the football one. I ain't going. I don't even want to give another joint, but my top one is Remember the Titans, and then um the joint Michael Orr, the Blind Side.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Blind
yeah.
Side.
That was a great story. Definitely.
Yeah, that
Solid.
was that. Yeah.
Solid.
All right, but yeah, the Def Jam shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. You
All right.
you remember the five you picked, Tay?
I know I said Jay-Z, DMX, Method Man, LL, and Public Enemy.
Right. And I was real similar. I said LL, Beastie Boys, EPMD, Public Enemy, and DMX. Real similar. But the Beastie Boys is the highest selling Def Jam artist of all time. So
Yeah.
you got to mention the Beastie Boys. Well,
License to
I
Ill
would
went
go.
diamond.
I would
Diamond.
go. Oh man, Def Jam, Method Man, LL, Jay Z, Method Man, LL, Jay Z. What I got? Two more.
Two
Hmm.
more.
Uh, Method Man, Jay Z. I go Davies
Hmm.
Okay.
and shit, that last one. Let me go left field. Let me go Rick Rubin. Let me go left field. Rick Rubin on the or it had to
one,
be
one,
rap.
one of the
Wait,
creators.
I mean, cause
I
he
can't.
more. I like him more for production. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
all right, let me. I can't. Let me go one more. Def Jam, Def Jam, Def Jam. Cause I said LL. I'm gonna go. Cause I'm gonna go Luda. I'm gonna go
Oh,
Luda.
okay.
I'm gonna go
That's
Luda.
yeah.
Okay. Luda underrated for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna go
Luda.
Highly
Luda.
underrated.
Hmm.
Cause you ain't
Luda.
really. And the reason why I say that, my fault, Pud. The reason
Hmm.
why I say that is because you can't give me a whack Luda song. You can't really be like, that shit really went hit like for that time, like when pop rap was popping,
Hmm.
he stepped in that lane. He can rap.
Yeah, he can
He can
rap
give
rap.
you the siggy soggy lovey dovey joints. Like it's just so I'm like, yeah, Luda.
Luda is on my Mount Rushmore in Atlanta, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Luda.
Started Def Jam South.
th-
Yeah.
that wasn't Jeezy.
Ah,
That was
that was
Luda.
Luda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jeezy on Def Jam too?
Yeah,
Jeezy.
he was on Def
Yeah,
Jam.
yeah. The
Okay.
they hold that block entertainment or whatever was tied to Def Jam.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going through. Let me see some more of your questions that you had.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Yeah,
I'll give you
these
any
are
of my
some good
five right
joints. Yeah,
now.
these some
You
good
know
joints.
what?
You getting Tay's five. Any
K
five y'all wanna, you know what I'm
K
saying?
five.
Throw at
You know
me.
what? Let's get off the five because that's a deep thing. I'm gonna go to my page and I'm gonna go with who's the greatest rapper to come out of Chicago of all time. Just one guy.
Ooh,
Common.
ooh.
Yee.
We said
I'm gonna
just
go with
one.
Common.
Just one. I mean, you can do honorable mention. You can do this is the reason why I chose him because of bars, or I
How about
chose.
this? Common with an honorable mention to Lupe.
Mm, mm. Now, are we going bars? Or are we just going overall influence on the game?
Overall influence, I'm gonna go with Common as far as Chicago.
Yo, that's
Okay.
ooh.
Yeah,
Cause I
banging you
want to
and
go. I really want to go. Ooh, this. Let me go my honorable mention. Like, yeah, yeah. Okay, fuck it.
work your way up.
I'm gonna go. No, no. I'm gonna go greatest out of Chicago. I'm gonna go Kanye, and then I'm gonna go for my honorable mention. I'm gonna go Twister. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
Oh damn,
Because
forgot about Twister.
because of the
I did
influence,
real quick.
because of
Yeah.
the you know what I mean, being in the World Book of World Records, all of that shit. I'm gonna go. I wanted to say Twister, but I'm like, you can't really overshadow what Kanye did. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna go Kanye, but honorable mention Twister.
yeah, that's a good one, and
Good
throwing
one.
in that Guinness book, whew, spit my man. But I'm gonna say who's the greatest rapper to come out of Chicago? I'm gonna say
I'm thinking other
Kanye,
people.
and then I'm gonna say honorable mention Common.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't argue with
Good
that. I can't
picks.
argue.
yeah,
Good picks.
yeah. I mean, Common. I don't think bar for bar nobody can touch Common in the shy. But
Oh
this
yeah, absolutely.
this
Comment like, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
this conversation is era wise as well because I saw some young bucks talking about Durkio. And Durkio was
I
what?
was gonna say. I was gonna
I
say.
can see why they
Out of
would
new
say
people,
Dirk.
though,
Yeah,
you can put Dirk in the conversation because he definitely did a lot in a nice short amount of time,
he
and
Yeah,
did.
definitely. I definitely
he's
fuck
still
with Dirk.
here. He's still here, so he's still cementing his legacy. So
Yeah.
you know.
Sure.
Oh, there you go.
That's the guy. That's the custom beat king, y'all.
The
He just
custom B King in the
stepped in the
building.
Okay.
building.
Got
What's
somebody
The
else
going
in the
on,
juggernaut.
party.
people?
Yeah,
What's up?
this
What's up?
Oh man, you already know, man. Just doing the damn thing, man. Been working all day, getting it right, getting it tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I was
sir.
able to finally jump in and get in on this conversation.
Tap
Absolutely.
in.
Definitely.
I got another honorable mention too.
Go ahead.
Chance the Rapper.
Chance. Hmm.
Chance cool.
Honorable
Hmm.
mention. You know what I mean? For him
Yeah.
to do what he did independent. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Come on,
He
man.
cool.
I gotta
He
give him
cool.
that.
I give he cool.
I mean, he ain't the GOAT, but I was like, let me mention him. Like, I wanted to give
No,
an
it's
honorable mention.
it's a good pick. I ain't saying it
Absolutely.
sarcastically.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, he definitely did his thing independently, and
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
that says a
Hmm.
lot. That speaks
He
volumes in
get
this day
industry
and age.
money.
Like,
He get industry money as an independent.
As he
absolutely,
should.
absolutely. He definitely wrote a couple of new chapters, and trust me, in the music business, times have changed. It's
Yes,
not the same no more. You can't go the same conventional routes and expect to be on the next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely
absolutely.
got to learn how to do your independent thing. Trust and believe, man. Being in the music business, we definitely practice these principles religiously, and it's based off of modes like guys like Chance the Rapper. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, definitely got to give him his props for sure.
My last honorable mention,
Go ahead.
the
Yeah.
BRAT.
The
Oh
brat.
shit.
The
Coming
first
straight from the 60644.
the first platinum female. You know.
Yeah.
I had to give it up for her one. Cause I'm like, oh, the brat too. Like she was influential. Like, you know what I mean? So
People forget real shit. People kind of forget that she even from Chicago because of her association with So Def in Atlanta.
That's
yeah,
correct.
That's the
Yeah.
same
yeah.
thing with the lady that I produce, Miss Toy. A lot of people
Hmm.
don't know
Okay.
Miss Toy is from Chicago.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, but she got her big fame over on the West Coast, and that's where she really blew up. You know what I mean?
right,
So,
right.
Oh, okay.
you know what I
Speaking
mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
For those who don't know Miss Toy, she is the infamous voice on Ice Cube's record. You could do it, put you back into it.
Yeah.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
for
yeah. And
sure.
she's had a long, sustaining career. It's still going today. As a matter of fact, we just dropped an album this past February, just in February, and we're about to drop another one on 420. It's called The Session Part 2. So things are going really well. She has her own, cannabis sponsorship. She has a lot of different things that have come from just her being active over the years and staying relevant in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? By doing her own live radio show, a whole bunch of different things. So when you mention Chicago, you definitely got to mention Miss Toy as well.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Miss Toy,
I always thought she was from the West Coast. Learn something new every day.
Yeah,
learn something new every day, man. She's actually from the Chi.
And speaking of West Coast, she has an event in the West Coast, I believe, next week. Am I correct?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. It's definitely the Weedstock Festival. The Weedstock Festival, they're going to be there on April 15th. You know what I'm saying? Straight out there in California. So if you guys are in the area, look up the Weedstock Festival and you will catch Miss Toy and a host of other people in our network, such as Dismost, who is one of the members of the Lynch Mob. You know what I'm saying? That's another guy that I'm also producing as well at this moment in time. And so, make sure you check them out, man. But they got a big movement going on with this company called Weedwoods. Now, Weedwoods is the sponsor of Miss Toy's strain of herb, Dismost strain of herb. You know what I mean? It definitely is a thing that's really molding and gelling together, and these guys are really, really taking this thing to the next level. You know what I mean? So I got to tip my cap to Weedwoods and the Weedstock Festival.
For sure. What's her strain? What is it?
Her strain is called Warrior Kush.
Warrior Kush.
Or Warrior OG. Yeah.
I wanted to pull up on them out there.
It's a potent strain. It actually is somewhere right around 39% THC, man. So, for those of y'all that like the smoke, you hit this thing one time, and it's a very classy product. I've seen it. It's called a Canagar. It's called a Canagar. So what it is it's actually in a nice glass container, and it is a pre-roll. It's a pre-roll that's like loaded up. I don't know exactly how much is actually in this thing, but it's actually the size of a cigar. You know what I mean? It's the size of a cigar, and it has that much of the.
Can we order the Warrior OG online?
No, you cannot. The only thing about the Warrior OG, see the laws they got over there in California, it's kind of like, they kind of regulate people that actually manufacture their own cannabis over there. It's only legal to sell it in California. Okay. But trust and believe, being the producer for Miss Toy, I will definitely probably have a few Canagars of
I need a couple Canagars. That's what I was getting at.
Crazy about this Canagar.
That's what I was getting at.
It's a pre-roll with a wood tip.
Okay.
Yes. Not only does it have the flowers inside of it, but it's also dipped in the same oil. This is all I can tell you, man, is you probably hit this once or twice. You're probably gonna want to put that thing out.
And be zooted in that zone line.
Yeah, everything is infused inside of it. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, because the blunt thing ain't no gimmick. I smokes. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That ain't no
you
gimmick.
already know, man.
To be very blunt.
Imagine a Canagar that's already pre-rolled, has a wood tip on it, y'all. This is a premium, this is a premium thing. Like, when you're a smoker, you know what's going on when you see something like that. And
you see, I'm all eyes and ears. I'm like, really?
Yeah. For sure, man, for sure. Hey, when the guy was explaining it, like, we were on a live podcast like this. When the guy was explaining exactly what Miss Toy's smoke was going to be like, and the way it was going to be rolled and handmade and all that, man, I was like, what? I couldn't even believe my eyes and believe my ears. And then I seen it, and I was like, holy cow, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Weedwoods, because they definitely, with the Dismost strain, which is the guy that I'm talking about from Lynch Mob, you know what I'm saying? With the Dismost strain, they actually just won an award at one of the cannabis festivals with this Canagar. So, you know what I'm saying? Got to tip my cap to Weedwoods.
Solid.
Yeah, definitely. Salute to
Definitely.
them.
And again, we want to shout out if you're tuning in on YouTube, LFX Media, subscribe, comment, like, get active, get to it. You know what I'm saying? On the Facebook, we thank you
I
for
let them know
coming
all the
out.
time. It costs them nothing to hop in rotation with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Make sure that you're liking, subscribing. Make sure that you definitely hit the bell when you subscribe, because
Yeah.
that's going to alert you in real time when we're
Hmm.
on. So, you know what I'm saying? You'll never miss an episode with us on.
That way, when
Absolutely.
it's hot off the presses, you know what I'm saying, before it even get out in the street, it's to you first. So
And
take
if you just so
advantage.
happen to
Take
miss us, you
advantage.
guys can go back and you can watch the episodes on LFX Media. We are on Web TV, we are on Amazon Fire, and we are on Roku.
For sure. So if you got a
Yeah.
Roku, hit search LFX Media and add that channel, and you'll get these live streams. We are streaming live as we speak on our own
Live.
platform. So,
Absolutely, absolutely.
so with that being said, you hopped in at the tail end, Pad. We need your goat of the Philadelphia 76ers. We need your goat.
My GOAT of the Philadelphia 76ers. My
Mm-hmm.
goodness, man, they had so many great players coming up over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was one guy, and the last time they had the championship was '83, it has to be Moses Malone.
Mm.
Moses Malone,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh. I thought he
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
was going Dr. J.
Well, don't get me wrong. Dr. J was a heavy influence on me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Actually prompted me to start playing basketball besides the other sports that I was playing at the time. But I know for a fact, just from Moses Malone's, if anybody knows Moses Malone's career and they go back and they do the research and the history, what a monster he was on the basketball court. And the reason why Philadelphia ended up bringing him to Philly from Houston, because he was wrecking shop in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But when they brought him over to Philadelphia, they immediately put together that nucleus with him, Tony, you know what I'm saying, Maurice Cheeks, you know what I'm saying, like Bobby Jones, you know, they had a really, really great nucleus, and they ended up winning the title with that team. And the finals MVP of that series was Moses Malone.
Mm-hmm.
So he's my GOAT.
Ain't nothing wrong with that Moses Malone. I definitely was like, there ain't nobody gonna say Moses Malone. What's the other one? What's his name?
Oh yeah, Chocolate Thunder,
Yeah,
Daryl Dawkins.
Hey,
Gerald
hey,
Dawkins.
let's fact check that. Was Moses Malone the first player to come out of high school?
He was, I believe so. I believe you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. He was the prototype of the first player to come directly from high school to the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I knew he did, but I didn't know if he was the
No,
leader
you're
of the
absolutely
pack.
right, because I remember
Okay.
watching a special quite some time ago, and they were saying that was, yeah, definitely Moses Malone.
For
And he
sure.
had a very lengthy career in the NBA. I believe he played somewhere in the ballpark of 20 seasons. So he was durable.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
He
was
ca-
durable.
It was close to there.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. He was durable. He was solid, and he put up numbers, and they were quiet numbers, but his numbers were
He
very
took the
consistent.
Rockets to the finals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The same Moses Malone. And that's what
Yeah.
caught the Philadelphia 76ers eye. Because, you know, Dr. J, they got him in. They started building that nucleus. They just couldn't get over the hump until they brought Moses Malone through. And let me tell you something else about Moses Malone real quick. Moses Malone was kind of like a prototype, if you will, because he wasn't the tallest, big man. He wasn't the tallest big man, but boy, did he play like he was way taller than he was. And
His physicality made up for it.
oh yeah, his physicality, his tenacity with rebounding, with playing defense, and then just being able to score the basketball. Just being able to score the basketball. So I definitely got to give the OG Moses Malone, who is no longer here with us. Rest in peace, Moses Malone. Definitely got to give him his flowers for sure, even posthumously.
I definitely had a ABA throwback St. Louis Spirits jersey.
Yeah. I actually had a Moses Malone jersey, and they were giving it to my cousin in Atlanta. But I still got a Dr. J sitting up in the rafters up in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was that time I had a 3X jersey for no damn reason.
I think we all did, man. I still got some definitely some classic hardwood classics. I even got an ABA one. I have an ABA one. It's actually an ABA Pittsburgh Pipers. And a lot of people
I was gonna say people don't know that Pittsburgh actually had an ABA team.
They actually did, and the star of that team was one Connie Hawkins.
Yeah,
and I have a Connie Hawkins.
He don't get his flowers enough.
No, he definitely does not. The Hawk was definitely a threat out on the floor.
That's a street ball legend.
Yeah, every time he got on the floor, he was a threat. He was a scoring machine. Like a lot of people knew that about him when he played. And you know what I'm saying, you're right. He definitely doesn't get the shine that he should get because man, the Hawk, he was something else.
Hey, what do y'all think about this comparison? I was talking to one of my peoples the other day, and we was talking about, I know y'all remember the AND1, the mixtapes and all of that.
Yeah.
Of course y'all do. I said the Harlem Globetrotters is AND1's granddad. What y'all think?
I agree.
For sure. And actually, Wilt played for the Harlem Globetrotters.
He surely did.
Before he came to the league. And we talked.
Because if you look at the showmanship of what the Globetrotters and what AND1 was doing, the outrageousness, the eccentric of the basketball and the tricks, and AND1 got that from the Harlem Globetrotters. So I always say that's their granddad.
I totally agree. I think that you know, when you had Geese Osby and you had Meadowlark and you had Curly, you know, those guys had the showmanship, like you said, they had the flair. I mean, think about the dribbling skills of Curly Neal. Like a lot of people don't even realize, even though those guys were really, you know, kind of scripted, some of the basketball wizardry that those guys had on the floor were a prototype. And then you think about it, go to the AND1. You got Hot Sauce, you got Escalade, you got all these the Professor,
half man, half amazing.
Half man, half
Escalade.
Yeah,
that's Mark
Shaq,
Jackson, brother.
Baby Shaq. You had all these guys that were really, really like prototypes.
Main event
of well, not prototypes, but you know, like you said, like the grandkids of the Globetrotters. You know what I mean? Because they had a cult following, just like the Harlem Globetrotters did.
Absolutely, them AND1 mixtape tours was crazy.
Yes, they were. And the crazy thing, shout out to the Globetrotters organization because they're still going in this day and age. And you know, like, you know, how long has the Globetrotters been around?
50 some odd years.
Oh, a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? Even had their own cartoon, and a lot of people don't even remember that.
I remember the Globetrotter cartoon.
I seen that. Hey, they was on Gilligan's Island. At that time, that was big.
Oh, that's huge.
Hey, I always said they was kind of selfish for not, you know, having Gilligan and them on that plane back with them. You know what I'm saying? They just left them there.
Yeah, like how?
they was meant to be stranded. That's what it seemed like. They had all the ingenuity.
Everybody's excuse me.
Hey, they came, did that basketball game, fixed their plane, and they was out.
They was like, nah, y'all ain't coming with us. We ain't got enough room.
But it was. I thought it was a tragic ending the way AND1 ended. For what they did for the culture of basketball, they got no respect, and I felt like each player that made their impact should have had their own shoe.
You know, and that's crazy because they still sell AND1 sneakers. If you go to Walmart or somewhere like that, they do have a AND1 shoe there. And
I think that would have helped their AND1 brand expand too. You know what I'm saying? They fumbled the ball on that. Yeah.
Did one of the NBA players have an AND1 shoe though?
I don't know.
We can find out.
We'll
find out real quick because
only one of them ever made it to the NBA and actually played in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, Skip.
Yeah, Ray Feralson, Skip to Malou.
Skip to Malou.
He was the only one that you could honestly say that was successful.
Mm-hmm. But I think did all you guys see the N1 special?
Yeah.
We on
Oh,
the road. Like,
here we
yeah.
go.
I didn't see it. I saw the advertisement for it. I was gonna watch it. I ain't never get around to it.
Statman jumped in late on the podcast, and I got answers.
You got a rebound? Let's get it.
Yes, I got a rebound. We have let me see,
Mm-hmm.
three players that actually wore the N1 sneakers were Latrell Sprewell,
Yeah, I do recall. Yeah.
one Kevin Garnett,
Mm-hmm.
and
GG.
the master of the handles and offensive prowess, Jamal Crawford.
Yes, sir.
They all were endorsed by N1.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I believe it was founded in 1993.
Mm-hmm.
That's when N1 was founded. So they've been around for quite some time, and they're still existing to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it ain't
Rebound.
ran and owned by the same people.
Yes. The company that owns N1 is called Galaxy Universal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Good.
There's
Good.
three gentlemen that they're called Galaxy Universal, and yeah, M1 still exists to this day, guys.
Mm-hmm.
They players didn't make it if like in that documentary because they said Hot Sauce got there and he found out it's a whole bunch of him.
Yes, there is. On a higher scale level too, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
It was kind of
not only
like
were these
humbling them,
guys-
letting them know that you ain't that special.
Right. Not only were these guys like him, but they were probably more athletic and had a higher basketball IQ because street ball versus, the pros is a whole different, that's why I try to tell people all the time. Much love to the people that watch NCAA and this, that, and the third. But no matter how you look at it, man, the pros are the elite standard of basketball. People may have a little, debate about, oh, well, they be traveling in the NBA and this, that, and the third. I said, yeah, they may from time to time, but really still at the end of the day, if you actually suited up against even a bench player from the NBA in this day and age, definitely they're going to make you look bad. They're going to make you look bad. And it's another level, especially now. I mean, the athleticism of the NBA right now is it's unmatched. It's unmatched. You have so many high flyers. You have so many people that are great at certain things in the NBA. Like, just look at the prototype of the big men. We were talking about Philadelphia.
It's different now.
Yeah, you're talking about Philadelphia, and Embiid is a strong candidate for MVP this year. And
because the big man is shooting more. They going outside the paint.
Yeah, he is more of like he's the type of big man that we've never really seen before. You know what I mean? Like him and the Jokic from the Nuggets,
Denver. Yeah,
just to see a guy with the artistry of being able to pass like Jokic can. Like to be able to run a floor almost like a point guard. Like where even you'll see these guys running the fast break, and they're the ones running the fast break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a new day and it's a new age, and these guys have come a long way. They've come a very long way, and I definitely think that that's an elite. I mean, when you got guys that big that can do things on the basketball court like that, like I was just watching the other day, they got a young guy that's 7'4".
I saw that
in the development league.
Yeah,
and this kid, I swear up and down, being 7'4", he's like KD on monster level. You know what I mean? He's like KD on monster level. He probably needs to beef up a little bit or whatever, but as far as
that's
IQ,
definitely gonna have to come. Even with the big man changing right now, they ain't really down low in the post no more. But you still gonna have to put some type of weight on you because if you're gonna be outside the paint, you're gonna basically be doing moves to try to post yourself up to shoot.
Exactly, and that does make you a less dimensional. You know what I mean? As where you got a beefier guy like Embiid, you got a big guy like you got
that can do it all.
Yeah, that can do it all like Jokic.
And if they find even one little crack, one little flaw into your game, they exposing it.
Yeah, they're on you. They're going to adjust the defense to that weakness. You know what I mean? And so yes, he's going to definitely have to. But from what I've seen and from the footage that I've seen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This kid's got something special, and if he can't, like I said, if he can't muscle up a little bit, he's gonna be worse than KD because he's 7'4" and he can handle the ball like a 6'2", point guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And shoot the ball, and he has touch, and it's a very unfair advantage. But this kid is something else. I don't know his name right off the rip, man. I apologize. Couldn't catch that stat right away.
Yeah, I saw it in the little makeup of the highlights and everything. First, I thought it was fake. I thought it was somebody had posted and, chopped and screwed and pasted something together. I mean, y'all know how YouTube do.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. But
yeah,
when I saw it was legit, I was like, oh all right.
Yeah. Dude is definitely, he's the truth. Like, he has a high basketball IQ, and that's already giving him the pro edge. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't talk about these guys' basketball IQ nearly enough. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of them in the league now. There's a lot of guys in the league with a very strong and high basketball IQ. Now, the durability of today's player, that's another story.
Yeah.
But it's a different league. It's a high flying league now. So you're going to find a lot more
way more fast paced than the other eras.
There's going to be a lot of guys that got to take time off because they're banged up. You know what I'm saying? They're flying high in the air first and foremostly, and these guys got verticals that I ain't gonna lie. Jordan had a high vertical, but man, some of these guys' vertical is astronomically retarded, and it's like, when you have a high flying league like that, and then you have the bodies. And then you have this, that, and the third. Yeah, you're gonna experience a lot more people sitting out because the injuries are just gonna take their toll. And one other point that I'm gonna make is the fact that the shoe. I'm not even gonna lie, and we got to touch on that because I think today's footwear in the NBA is definitely suspect. It's causing a lot of injuries for these guys.
It's no ankle support.
No ankle support whatsoever.
No ankle support. And a lot of these new sneakers.
Possibly 3/4. And even then we were pushing it back then because we were like, oh no, we ain't wearing the 3/4. We going straight high tops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you needed that support. You needed that stability in the ankle. And I know these guys are
because you're doing a lot of twisting and turning and running.
Yeah, they're still taping their ankles and whatnot, but it's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Yeah, they definitely.
That is a major problem in the NBA, and I don't want it to be a problem to the point where they ban like low shoes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, because it was a time.
It's something do need to change. I don't know if Nike need to change something. I don't know if the players that actually is wearing the sneakers need to change something. But if they ever did that sports science thing and took down the notes and the stats about what type of injuries, that these players done got, and not even the name of the footwear or the name of the sneaker, but the style of the sneaker. Did they get injured more wearing a mid? Did they get injured more wearing the high top, or did they get injured more wearing the low cut, or whatever they want to call them?
You bring a very interesting point there, and I'm gonna pile on. I'm gonna super fly snooker on top of that. Basically, what's happening is the quality, if you will, of the material that they're using to make these basketball shoes, because I think that they were going for lighter, going for more, whatever it is that their reason is for making the shoe the way that it is. It's just not as durable of a shoe as we probably wore back in the late 80s and the early 90s. Like those shoes were really, really damn near indestructible. Like I had a pair of Air Jordans, the very first pair, and it's not the ones that they put out now where everybody's wearing. You know what I mean? Like those are just, for those who are watching, those are just replicas. Those are not the actual original Air Jordan shoe. The Air Jordan first edition
is a high.
Man, listen,
I can't do those. I like Mike, but I can't do the high highs.
Yeah, but the quality of the build of the shoe even has taken a step back, because I actually picked one up in the shoe store the other day, and I felt the material, and I remember I had the very first edition of Air Jordans. You know what I mean? I had the all black and red ones. I went to a high school where our school colors were black and red. So we actually were able to wear Nikes because Nike was a sponsor for our team. You know what I mean? And so I had a pair of Air Jordans, and
Hey,
the quality and the build of that shoe, the quality and the build of that shoe, I kid you not, bro. Like I still had those pair of Air Jordans like maybe 5 years later, and I
yes,
was still
sir.
able to play basketball in those shoes. You know what I mean? So the durability and the quality of the shoe is definitely taking a backseat.
If you
Absolutely.
look at the era before that, like
Mhm.
the evolution of the sneakers that came a long way. It's crazy to even think about it because if you like you said the whole Jordan. Look at the era of sneakers before that, like and even before that, because before the Jordans you had the Converse, right?
Yeah, the Converse.
That had to take a crazy evolution too because what they was balling in the original Converse, like those are straight flat, like
Right.
hard bottom straight stomping feet. Like I
Yeah,
don't
and they
see
were
how they was
canvas.
balling in those.
They were
Yeah.
canvas. Yeah, the All Star was a
Yeah,
canvas shoe, and
Mhm.
that's definitely what made them go to leather, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure that they had that issue, and they do say history repeats itself, right? So you know there was an era where the basketball shoe probably wasn't as durable as it should have been, and then you go to the next generation where you know Isaiah and Magic, and you know
Bernard King, all
yeah, and
those
Larry
dudes.
Bird, they all used to wear the Converse weapon, and I did have a Converse weapon as well back then. And I can safely say this: I even rivaled it to the Nike shoe because the Converse weapon was a durable. I mean, when I say durable, this shoe was probably more durable than the Air Jordan itself. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It lasted. Like I had a pair of the Magic ones, and 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 let me tell you something, man. My Magic Converse weapons probably outlasted the Air Jordan sneaker. I can,
Mhm.
and not only that, but it was made out of a durable. When I say a durable leather material, it was that material was because I would play in those weapons outside. I would play in the weapons inside. You know what I mean? And you were able to
Mhm.
play in these shoes on any surface of basketball court, and that's where the difference is now. Like you see the today's shoe. I picked up one of those shoes. Not only was it very light, but I could tell that it didn't offer a lot of like protection support. Not necessarily like maybe being able to cut and do all this other stuff, but the protection of the support of the shoe itself. That's why Zion hurt himself in college, is because he literally ripped his foot out of that shoe. He ripped
Yeah,
his foot out of the shoe, and that's what started causing his problems with injuries.
you're right.
Absolutely. And as a merchandiser, I want to give my opinion on these lighter shoes. The shipping costs, that's one of the major things. The big clunky shoes, it was costing a lot of shipping, but as you know, technology goes, they want to be lighter and all of this stuff. But you know, shipping costs, that came a lot into play. And to just to spin the block back to the SV Colonels, I want to shout out Shannon
Oh
Pulliam,
yeah,
who
Shampoolian.
Yeah,
he was just down here. We went to
salutes,
the,
coach.
yeah,
Yeah, he
we
done made it to the Hall of Fame.
Salute.
Did Metro Hall of Fame.
Give that
Shout
man
out
his
to Shannon
flowers. He
Pulliam.
deserved that.
He
Yeah,
was
man,
just
long
down here.
overdue. My goodness.
We just was at the championship Final Four came together. You know, I just seen them off Tuesday morning. So shout out to Shannon for that accomplishment.
Definitely,
Hmm.
Absolutely, big
definitely
salute
gotta
to
salute
Shan.
that.
Shan was like a neighborhood hero of mine. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
when I
Yeah,
was
I grew up
talking,
on the Lower West Side. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I grew up with the Pulliams. I grew up with the Mathesons. I grew up with those people. And
Hmm.
yeah, I gotta give my flowers to, because I used to watch Shannon. Shannon was one of the guys that inspired me to play basketball as well. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because he was such a magician on the court. And a
Ooh.
lot of people don't remember how powerful of a point guard Shannon Pulliam was. And he just had a high basketball IQ for being a young guy, and
Hmm.
I used to look up
Yeah,
to that. And because he would play on underachieving teams, he would play
Hmm.
on underachieving teams and still be able to make Man, I'm talking about an impact where, when the scouting report came out, I'm pretty sure every coach was like, yes, the point guard from East High. Yeah, you gotta, you gotta, you gotta watch him. You gotta
For
watch him.
sure.
And still he was able to do his thing no matter what they did.
Yeah, definitely big ups to coach. Give
Yep.
him his flowers, his credit, just due, long
Mhm.
overdue.
I reminded him of a situation. We was talking Monday, and I reminded him of a situation at Spoon's Court. He
Oh
was
my.
coming. He was coming down at half court, and Mike Williams took the chair on him, and lockdown defense. Shan came with the behind the back double cross, boom, boom, double cross, and the whole crowd was like, "Ooh!"
Oh
And I
yeah.
reminded,
What classic runs they had down there. I even played in the
look,
Spoons League.
I,
And
I reminded him of that situation. He said, "I don't even remember." I said, "You had so many crowd cheering moments that you probably
oh, you probably don't even remember because it
don't
was
even
just so
remember.
natural to him. He was
You
just a
be so
natural.
focused. Yeah, you
Yeah.
be so focused. It's just
Yeah, he was just
like."
a natural ball player. He was just a
Mhm.
natural ball player, and he was meant to do what he did, and he deserves every flower that he gets too. So big up to
Ab-
Shan.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
definitely. Hey,
and
fellas, it was definitely good talking to y'all.
for sure.
Gotta sign out.
Hmm.
Definitely, we gotta
Absolutely,
do this again.
For
for
sure, for
sure.
sure. And I'll make sure I
Absolutely.
try to get in a little bit earlier. But me being the custom beat king, I'm in high demand in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, shape,
I'm gonna
form,
get
and fashions.
my shameful plug in real quick. Watch the Very Blunt Sports podcast
That's
on
what we here
YouTube.
for.
Like, subscribe, share. Let me know you up in there. Put something in the air. Cost you
Yep.
nothing to
Hit
get in
that bell.
rotation
Hit
with
that
us.
bell.
Salute to y'all, and I'm out.
For
Peace.
sure. Thanks for joining us, Tay.
Definitely.
All right.
Good work.
Yeah,
Good work.
we had a great time this week, man. And I was so burnt out from the activities. We
Oh
going
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I seen you. You were all over the place, and being at the Final Four.
Ooh.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, being that coach came down here, and Shannon, he goes to every Final Four, but coming here, he said this was the greatest host city that he's been to. And in the articles, they were saying what happens is every Final Four, there's a committee that goes around to the city ahead, what I mean, to forecast, to work, little kinks out. So the people who came here they're on their way to Phoenix, that's where they're going next year. And
Mm.
they said this whole city, the food, the entertainment, the ambiance, the museums, everything that Houston has to present is the best host town that they've been to.
Well, I'll
So,
tell you what. When I was sitting there watching your scrapbook,
mhm.
I definitely can say this for sure.
Mhm.
The bow ties and bourbon, man. Speak on that.
Well, the bow ties and bourbons, actually, bourbon and bow ties, is a group of they're frat brothers, and they're a company that they do
Which
event.
frat? Which frat, Podge?
Well, they're a combination.
Oh,
You know what I
really?
mean? Because I could, you recognize when you see frat. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
In the pictures,
Yeah,
it was '06, it was '11, it was, it was the Q Dogs, it was Alphas, it was all of them.
it was
And
all
they
of them. Okay.
they were deep, and it was a networking event where when you come in the door, they had the emerging 100 of Houston as a backdrop for you to take pictures, and they also had an opportunity for you to let people know what you do, and they had booths set up. Matter of fact, there's a guy. Let me shout him out because I got his card right here. He had a booth. I'm gonna shout him out.
Mm.
Mr. Gentleman, he had bow ties on hand.
Wow.
If you came into Detroit, he had
Now,
bow
now
ties
this is
on.
this is telling a lot about, and for the people that are watching, real quick, infrastructure when it comes to a city.
Mm-hmm.
Like what Podgy was just saying, there was so much going on surrounding one event that had something to do with a sport, you know. And think about all of the events that you were open to. You know what I mean? You were open to so much and so many different types of things where everybody actually gets involved, and the merchandising is there, the branding is there, all of the things that you would expect. You know, when a major event like that is going on, they actually had that, and I got to salute Houston because they did it right. They did
Yeah,
it right.
absolutely. And to just to piggyback off of what you were saying about the presentation of the city, um, the GRB is the convention center. So I'm gonna give you the layout what happened the championship day. Um, the convention center actually hosted family events, everything that was going on inside of the center. We Thursday we went to the opening game for the Astros. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So Sunday the Rockets were here. I mean the Rockets are always here. The Lakers were
the
here
Lakers.
playing
Yeah,
the
the Lakers
Rockets.
were in town. Yeah.
So Monday, when you came to the convention center, if you had a digital ticket from either of the games, you got into the convention center for free. As you
Wow.
came in, let me see if I can pull up some pictures while we on that. I'm gonna pull up some pictures while we on that. But when you come into the convention center, it had a bracket on the outside made out of metal showing you the whole 64 and how it went down, and people were posing, taking pictures on the bracket. When you walk in, there was
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, there was some smoke as if you're walking into the game. There's smoke. And then on the ground, there's like a hologram of the four teams in the final four. And then you walk through, there's uh layup drills. There's they even had football, throw football in the hole and
Uh, if
I
I'm not
actually
mistaken, the mascots were there, and man,
yes, they were
goodness
all
gracious,
there.
I seen you on the ladder cutting the net down yourself.
See on the ladder, yeah, yeah. It was a beautiful week. It wasn't. They didn't turn. It wasn't a weekend. It was a beautiful week. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What did you learn about the business of Houston through this week
And
in your travels? You know, because you moved around a lot, man.
for sure, for sure. I got a shot right here. What I learned about now, Houston has a mayor, and we have a black mayor. This is his second term. And shout out to the mayor for actually setting these things up. Here's a picture from the Sox and the Stros. I got to the game late and I missed Megan throwing in the first pitch. I was kind of really,
You kind of
I,
salty about that?
yeah, I caught her Instagram. I said, no, not the stallion. But to put it together and everything flowed, and you want to have a flow to whatever you're presenting, you know what I'm saying? So you have things, and Houston is a big family oriented city. So
Yes.
when you have events here, you're thinking about the kids, you're thinking about the husband and the wives, and everyone came out and participated. The Astros games was standing room only. The Final Four was packed Trump tight. So the marketing of the actual events, from event to event, is shout out to the city. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the city, man, because I'm telling you, like it looked like there was just if you had a choice of what you wanted to do, you had it then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely. And then they show up and they show out. That's what we mean by show up and show out. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that.
This is where the Texans play, and they laid it out and made it. And the thing about basketball events compared to football events, you have to uh, pull the floor up in order. There were some seats that were not viewable, and you can tell by the way people weren't sitting there. You can't see the basketball court because the way the stadium seats are shaped, but the design of most modern arenas are, there really are no bad seats. There's
No.
no nosebleed seats for real. You know.
Right, right. Every seat is a great shot.
Hmm.
You can see all the action. You don't
Yeah.
have a lot of visual restriction or anything. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great time. It was a great performance. UConn, they was grown men. So
Quite.
they came with it,
Yes,
and
they did. Yes, they
you have
did.
to
Shout
put it
out to
all
the
on the
UConn
line.
program because they kind of slipped back and flew under the radar. You know,
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be there.
neither was San Diego State. I don't well, and I'm saying early in the season, nobody predicted that San Diego State would have the season that they had.
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's a basketball a basketball school. You know,
Mhm.
if they're known for anything, they're definitely known for their basketball program. And it's
Yes,
been a
sir.
long time since their basketball program really made some noise. And got to tip your cap to them as well because nobody really expected them to be there at the end as well.
Absolutely. I'm gonna
You
show
know,
you
that's
some.
probably the first time in a long time, Podge, that you had a number 4 and a number 5
Oh
going
yeah,
against each other.
absolutely. You know, here's another one of the activities for the kids. You know, they got to
Wow.
get their slam dunk on. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Nice.
yeah, it was really a fun week. It was a great time, and you know, they had great food in the convention center. You know, they were aware of people that, you know, don't eat meat. You know, it was like, you know, you got your protein packs. You know, you got nuts, celery, peanut butter. You know, so yeah. Shout out to the city of Houston. We showed out.
Put on for my city.
Yeah, and the thing about it isn't the first time. 10 years ago, it was here before, and
Absolutely.
being a good host city, you know, is going to bring you another opportunity to host it again. So,
Absolutely. And for entrepreneurs and for people that actually are business minded,
hmm
that would be the opportune time. I mean, if you know it's coming, you get yourself ready. You get yourself ready. You find the event that kind of like matches your lane, and
hmm
and you get involved and you network. If you have the ability to put things on,
hmm
by all means, this is what you do. Atlanta is one of the cities that does that quite well.
hmm
They do it quite well. Okay, look at the mellow man.
And this
Yes, indeed.
this I picked the Huskies. This was before. I mean, this is at the convention center. So you see me with all these Huskies. You know, me next to the Husky. I kind of figured that's the way it was going to roll. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
The
shout out
Mellow
to
PDC.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
for
I
sure.
really wanted to break it down, you know, for another pod. But I mean, for sure, it's something that's trending, that's happening right now. It was an exciting week, and you know, and it's LFX Media was in the building.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of if you go back on Podgy's scrapbook, you guys check it out, and you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to kind of like, through his pictures, you'll
Mm-hmm.
be able to, almost kind of feel like you were there a little bit because he moved
Yeah,
around a lot
yeah,
and showed you guys a lot of things that Houston has to offer. And so, we're going to definitely be in Houston at some point in time as a unit and move around, and we'll show you guys that in the future,
absolutely.
for
I was
sure.
I was trying to find that video that I did. I did like a news reel. We're gonna use that for content on the
Okay,
platform.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Make sure the people see it, and you guys stay tuned in to LFX Media because we are bringing it to you. If it's going on, and we're within reach, like this week coming up, I believe I'm going to be reserving a ticket because the same Houston Astros are
Mm.
set to come visit the
Oh,
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Jeez.
And I probably more than likely will be in the building.
What's the date for that actual game?
You guys come in for a 3-game set from Monday to Wednesday of this week coming up.
Monday to Wednesday.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Right now, the same White Sox are in town, I believe. And the Pirates are actually playing a pretty good brand of baseball right about now. Sitting
Yeah.
at 5-2. I don't know what the score was tonight.
Mm.
But going into tonight, the Pirates are starting off the season, if you will, on a winning note, 5-2. Going into tonight's game versus the Chicago White Sox, they are in town. They'll be in town tomorrow for an early game at 1:30. And then, of course, I know the schedule because I attend Pirates games just like Podgy attends the Astros games. So, and for those of you who've never been to Pittsburgh to watch a baseball game, and I know there's not a lot of baseball fans out there, but even if you were just looking for something to do for your family, get a ticket to the Pirates game because there's not too many experiences in Pittsburgh like it. Where they have the stadium sitting in the city just gives you the overlook of the city, and it's a fabulous time. And they've labeled it the best ballpark in Major League Baseball. So I'll definitely be in the building, and the fan support is amazing. No matter what the team is doing, they're to capacity often. You know what I mean? So. Even during the regular season, it's just a fun time for the family, and great event, going to watch a Pirates game.
For sure, and I'll give you the score right now. It's Pirates 4, Sox 11 at the top of the ninth.
Well, there we go. There we go. It's gonna be there's gonna be some ups and downs, but I think the return of McCutchen is what's really sparking off these young players, and we got a young group, but it's an exciting group, and the bats are definitely active, and we got another one with those guys tomorrow, and then the Strokes come into town.
For sure, that'll be
and I'm pretty sure that's going to be a well-attended contest.
For sure, yeah.
The champs are in town, so we're going to be checking that out and seeing how that series plays out. And I'll at least have a report on the ups and the downs of that series. I am an avid baseball watcher, so that I'll be covering that angle as the season goes along, and keeping you guys updated on the teams and where everybody's shifting and moving, and who are the key players, and hopefully get you guys hip to a little bit of baseball.
Okay, for sure. And actually, something that I found out unbaseball related, George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelics are coming to the House of Blues in Houston. So I put my bid in for a media pass for LFX Media. So just to let you guys know, if you're in the area, and I'm expecting all of the LFX Media gang that can, muster up a ticket or drive down in August. It's going to be a funky situation. Funk. Yeah, this is they say this is the grand finale, but they said they
Make my
retired.
funk the P-Funk.
I wants to get funked up. As soon as I seen it, I seen a sponsored ad. I said, let me go right to the House of Blues and talk to these people about a media pass.
There you go.
I would love to talk to George Clinton.
Okay, and this is going down when, Podge?
In August, in the middle of August.
Oh, wow.
Stay tuned. It'll be hot as a firecracker down here.
Yeah, and all the surviving members of Funkadelic, I'm pretty sure will be there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so, Bootsy, all the guys, So shout out to Funkadelic.
Yeah, stay tuned. We
absolutely. This month, at the end of the month, I will be performing live in New York City.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll definitely be documenting that, and we'll have that content for the LFX Media portal. And you guys stay tuned for that. You know, you can catch your boy J Pad the Juggernaut, performing live in New
For
York
sure.
City. Yes, indeed. And as I get the details in the next week or so, I'll make sure that you guys know when, where, all of that good stuff. They're still working out the details for me, but it's a lock in, and I'll be there.
For sure. Let us know. And what you got going on, good brother?
Oh man, plenty. we
Mm,
had just released in February, at the end of February, me and Miss Toy released Rock Hop Volume 1. I got
mm,
a new project, well, two new projects coming down this year with Simply Kill. Me and Ross Meisher, we're working on Rasta Book 2.
mm.
And on 420, the aforementioned Miss Toy is dropping The Session Part 2, which has an all-star lineup, fully produced by your boy J Pat the Juggernaut. All of these projects that I just mentioned. And yeah, just a lot. I got a new single dropping here. If it's not dropping this April, it's dropping in May. The song is called SOS, Stomp On, if you will.
Mm.
And so, that's going to be my next release.
Cool beans.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, hey, stay tuned.
Absolutely. Yeah, so definitely if you're tuned in on LFX Media YouTube, we appreciate you. Subscribe, like, comment. If you're on our Facebook, the same applies. Get engaged because we definitely are the content kings. Um, we have given you
Yes, sir.
2 hours of power here. So you got anything before we cut out, Rastic?
Man, listen, I'm just gonna reiterate what you said, man. Content kings, man. We in here, signing out. Um, be on the lookout for the new mini web series that we shooting right now
Okay.
called Pennsylvania, The Curse of Couture.
Ooh.
Uh it's we got some good footage and stuff like that. So that should be a good one. Everybody think it's a Tubi movie. It is not a Tubi movie. It's we
Which is
may
not
have
really a bad thing, but
no,
No,
it's
no,
it's
Tubi.
not. It's not. I just wanted it to
Respect,
be
respect it to be for
yeah,
real.
absolutely. I just wanted it to be clear that it's not a movie, it's a series. And we will probably be shopping it on other networks, but more than likely we will be dropping it um via online behind a paywall, or even releasing it maybe even free on like LFX Media and
Video
YouTube.
on demand
You
on
know what I'm
LFX.
saying? So definitely be on the lookout for that. That's going to be going down. Um, I'm also working on bringing back the J Rastic podcast. Also tap into the Streets Tea podcast. We have not been up for the past 2 weeks, but we are bringing some things we are trying to tie together. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that.
For sure, for sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to. I saw a few pieces in one of the actors' stories, and it was quite intriguing. Quite intriguing. I can't wait for the finished product.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So definitely, guys, we're gonna go ahead and tap out. We appreciate you for coming out. LFX Media, the podcast. I'm your host, Paji Carter, here with Custom B King, and also Mr. Hollywood.
Bang 'em. Y'all know the vibes.
Yes,
hey, y'all stay
sir.
tuned for that. That's coming.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hey
Hey,
Pat,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about going ahead and jumping back in the pressure cooker, man.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
definitely be in touch with you, man. If I decide to at least do like this EP, or I might go ahead and do a whole joint. But I'm
Okay,
gonna
that sounds
definitely
good, man. I'll be on standby. I ain't gonna be doing nothing for the rest of my natural life.
well,
And not only
listen,
that, but if you need some score music, let me know.
Absolutely. All right. I'm gonna definitely tap in with you.
For
and,
sure.
and that's a big fact. And matter of fact, we discussed. out of the four horsemen out of LFX Media, everyone has graced the mic. So we really need a theme song with a few verses from all of us.
Oh yeah, we can do that too.
Yeah, so stay
And we
tuned.
need to drop a Four Horsemen album.
Ooh.
You know what I'm
Stay,
saying?
stay tuned, people. Y'all know where we going with it.
That
All right.
Facts.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming out. If you didn't know, now you know. We will see you on the next show.
Peace.